Hare Krishna. Question: how much importance should we give to reciting prayers from the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vaishnava literature? Are there some specific prayers that we can choose and recite at different times as per the situations that we are facing? And should we focus on understanding and reading the translations also, or should we just recite the verses? Answer: Vandanam is an important part of devotional service. It's a vital limb, and it is a way by which we can personally connect with Krishna in a very sweet and close way. Now, in Rupa Goswami also talks about this in the 64 items of devotional service, and there it is described that the prayers can be our own composed prayers, or the prayers can be reciting notable prayers, as Prabhupada translated, the reciting prayers which are given in the scriptures. So, which prayers can we recite? First and foremost in this thing is inspiration. What inspires us the most? Which are the prayers with which we can connect most directly or intimately? Say, if we like the pastime of Gajendra, and the Gajendra's prayers we will be able to connect with easily. Or if we like the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, then Prahlad's prayers we will be able to connect with easily. And it is not necessary that we have to recite all the verses in the prayers, although it is nice if we can do that. The important thing is that we have a connection with Krishna through Vandanam. Now, specifically how that connection will work in the case of different devotees, that will vary. So, if we feel that we are caught by some anartha and we want to come out of it, then we can recite the prayers of Gajendra, because he was caught by a crocodile. If you want to focus more on the principles of pure devotion with the mood of satisfying the Lord, then Prahlad's prayers are also very good. Dhruva's prayers talk about how we are caught up in, how even when we have the opportunity for devotional service, still we are caught up with worldly things. That is also a good prayer for that situation. And Bhishma's prayers are especially very good for contemplating the final moments of death and preparing for those moments. Similarly, the prayers of Kunti Maharani are also very good, especially when we are facing a challenge in terms of, say, going away from devotee association, or going away from something which is spiritually very stimulating. So you can pray as Kunti Maharani, Toi me ananya vishaya, my dear Lord, let my heart stay attracted to you, just as a river flows towards the ocean. Now there are Vritrasur's prayers also in the 6th canto, which are very beautiful. So one way is that we just select prayers and recite those prayers. Select prayer on one theme from various places and recite it. And the other is we take one great Vaishnava's prayer and recite those prayers. So both are fine. It will depend on what our mood is, what our inspiration is. And even when we are reciting the prayers, it is not necessary that we have to recite all the prayers. Some of the prayers may be too long and may be difficult for us to recite them, and often the struggle of reciting them itself may be a little bit of a put off for us. So we can select important prayers from there and we can recite those prayers also. Of course, if we can read all the prayers and we can connect with all of them, maybe not equally with all of them, some we will be able to relate with intimately, some not so intimately, but still, if you can recite all of them, that's always nice. But the important point in praying is not to get to two extremes. One is get so caught up in the rule, okay, I have to recite all the prayers, that the purpose of connecting with Krishna at the level of intimate emotions, that is lost. And the other is that in the name of wanting to connect emotionally, we just have one day we recite 10 prayers, or the next day we recite only one prayer, the next day we don't recite any prayer, next day we recite some other prayers. Then often repetition also helps us to develop a connection. So for example, we have Damodar Ashtakam, which we recite during the Kartik month, and we have the Chitu Ashtakam, which we recite during the during the month before Gaur Purnima. Now these we recite every day, and over a period of time there's a sweet connection that happens with these prayers, and we look forward to them. So it is good at least to, if you're starting reciting a particular set of prayers, to recite them at least for a few days, maybe a week or a fortnight or a month, and gradually the emotional connection will be there. And it's good to change also, so that we'll be memorizing more verses and connecting ourselves with more verses also, connecting ourselves with Krishna through more verses. Now as far as the translation is concerned, it depends. When we have the Damodar Ashtakam, Sachitu Ashtakam, we recite the translation, read the translation after the singing has been done. In some cases, wherever there are especially bhajan sandhyas, where there is meditation on Vaishnava bhajans, often Sanskrit verses may be a little difficult to memorize and maybe a little difficult to relate with for some devotees. So if they find that the recitation of Bengali songs from the Vaishnava songbook, we are able to connect with more easily, that is also a very potent source of spiritual strength and inspiration. And we can select some lines from those verses also, or from one song, or we can have one full song, and reciting them is also very purifying. Prabhupada said that the songs of Narottam Das Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they act like thunderbolt on the heart, destroying the anarthas. So the important point is that we be able to connect emotionally through the prayers with the Lord. So often reading about those prayers means, say, we can read Srila Prabhupada's purports, of course, or we can hear some classes if there are on those prayers, and that will also help us to dwell deeply on those prayers, and thereby deepen the connection which we have at an emotional as well as the intellectual level. Often if the understanding is clear, that helps the emotions to develop. There are different people who work differently. For some people, thoughts come first, emotions come later. For the others, emotions come first, and then thoughts don't matter so much. Normally we say thinking, feeling, willing, so some kind of thought is always there before feeling. But I'm talking in terms of systematic contemplation. For some devotees, only when they understand the meaning of the prayer, and then while meditating on understanding the meaning of the prayer, then they focus on the mood, and then the mood starts welling up. For others, maybe it is the musical recitation of the prayer or just the uttering of the prayer, that itself is satisfying. Yes, I am appealing to the Lord through some prayer, and that itself is satisfying. And after that, as one contemplates on the meaning, the absorption is richer. So in general, it is not necessary to read out the translations or recite the translations, but it is important that we be aware of the meaning. At least a broad sense of the meaning, if we are aware, that helps a lot in deepening the contemplation. And I have done many holy name meditations on this Full Scientist site, where you can get some idea of how one can contemplate on prayers. Of course, this is just one way, and every individual devotee, because one has an individual relationship with Krishna, can contemplate in different ways. And the important point is that we become absorbed and connected emotionally. So if reading the translations helps, often it might be better than to read the translation first, so that we have a sense of the meaning, and then to recite the verses. And sometimes if we want to do Bhishma Stuti, say there are 11 prayers in Bhishma Stuti, the last section, then instead of reciting all the 11 prayers daily, we may decide that I will recite one verse daily 11 times. Sometimes repeating the same verse again and again might also help us to absorb ourselves more. So Srila Prabhupada in the Gajendra purport says, the Gajendra pastime purport says that just as Gajendra was able to remember the prayers in his moment of crisis, although the prayers he had memorized in his previous life, so he said devotees should also memorize and recite prayers. And he especially recommends the Brahma Samhita prayers over there, and he also recommends the Narasimha Arti. So the point is that even if we are not able to remember the specific letters of the prayers or specific words of the prayers, we can try to memorize, of course, but even if we are not able to remember, still the principle of we trying to have connected with Krishna emotionally, based on the emotions of the great Vaishnavas, that will help us, and that will give us spiritual strength and the capacity to call out to Krishna if not in the words which we have memorized, but in the words of our own heart, to seek His mercy whenever we have the opportunity or the necessity to pray. So overall, the most important thing is that we be able to connect with Krishna emotionally and not go to one extreme of just having rules where there's no emotional connection. And second extreme is that just for the sake of emotions, we just keep changing thinking, changing the prayer that we are reciting, and sometimes don't recite any prayer, and therefore not go deep into any prayer at all. So a balanced medium can be decided based on one's own individual inclination and experience. Thank you. Hare Krishna.